You don't need a perfect plan, a ton of money, or years of experience to build a real business. You need the right moves and the willingness to take them. That's what this show is about, helping you build a business that gives you real financial freedom and control over your time. Let's get into it.
Here she is, a brand new, fully loaded Range Rover. All right, welcome everybody. What a good show we have for you today. Welcome to the usual suspects. We have Lindsay here from Southern Utah Cleaning. We've got Annette here. That's my mom. Everybody say hi. I love it. Kayla already said hi to my mom and Lindsay. Hi, Kayla. Thanks for joining us. We have a great show. We have a show today that is for people that are thinking about starting a remote cleaning business. One of the most common questions I get asked is if the cleaning business is too saturated. So I'm going to answer that question today, and I'm going to go over the truth that nobody tells you. And the reason why nobody tells you is because I think a lot of people don't know this. And so I'm going to share it with you. I did some research, and I really thought deeply about answering this question because it is asked so much. So in this video, I'm going to show you, is the cleaning business too saturated? The truth that no one tells you. All right. The show is powered by Jobber. Coming to you live here, and I'm your host, Jon Margalit. I have the link up there. If anybody would like to get a free trial of Jobber, please go ahead and go to that link. It's join.getjobber.com/Jon Margalit. Again, that's join.getjobber.com/Jon Margalit. Now, I want to tell you, Jobber has a lot of content online for you to learn how to use the software. It is the premier tool for home service business, specifically cleaning business. I think it's the best tool out there. Now, if you go and you get the free trial and you start using Jobber, all you have to do to learn how to use it is get in touch with me, because my team does a free Jobber training, and you can take advantage of that. And we'll show you not only how to use Jobber, but how to specifically use it for a cleaning business. So Taj, could you put up my email address real quick? All you have to do to get the cleaning business Jobber training is email me, John, with no H, just Jon, John@johnmargalit.com. It's just my first name at my first name, last name.com. And we will schedule for you a one-on-one or maybe a small group training of how to use Jobber, but you have to have the free trial version and you've got to get it from my link. And then we're happy to give you a free training on that. All right. If anybody has any questions, please email me, John@johnmargalit.com. All right. So moving forward. And again, I'll remind you that this show is brought to you and powered by Jobber, our brand partner. And being that so many people want to start a cleaning business and they contemplate it, I want today's show to answer the question that is most asked. And typically I find that this is the root of a lot of people's fear, or they feel like they're stuck because they hear and it seems like the market is too saturated. So let me ask you something. If the cleaning industry is so saturated, then why are there still thousands of people every single day looking for someone to clean their home and not finding someone they're happy with? Now, this is the truth. Now, I run ads on Google, and the way that Google works is it's predicated on search, which means that I wouldn't be getting a bunch of calls every day, about 24 on average inbound calls every day, and I'm just one service provider, if there weren't thousands of people looking for it in every city every day. Now, I'm going to completely destroy the idea that house cleaning is too saturated, because the truth is the belief is costing you an opportunity that could literally change your life. The market is too saturated. I hear this all the time, and I get it. You go on Google, you type in house cleaning near me, and you see a page, and then another page, and then another page of companies. And your brain immediately goes, there's no room for me there. But what if I told you that what you're actually looking at isn't competition? Instead, I'm going to have a reframe here in your mind. It's proof of demand. Massive demand. Think about it. You don't walk into a city, see a bunch of restaurants, and say, wow, no one should open another restaurant ever again. It's too saturated. No. You say, this is where people eat. So why does your brain treat cleaning differently? Because it's not logic, it's fear. And today in this video, I'm going to break down that fear. I'm going to break it down, fear, piece by piece until you see why and what it really is. Everybody loves the proof segment of the show. I'm going to do that really quick. I think that if I'm going to stand here for an hour at a time or less and give you advice on how to run or grow a cleaning service, how to start it, I think that I should have some proof to back it up. All right, so I'm going to do a quick proof segment. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to log into my Jobber account. I'm going to share my screen. Kayla, McKay, the usual suspects. When you could see my Jobber login screen, please let me know. As soon as they confirm that they can see it, I'll go ahead and log in. All right, this is the normal login. It's going to give us a date when we log in, and everybody will be able to see. I don't do this to flex. I just simply want to show that what I talk about and the results that I tell you are possible are in fact possible because I'm doing it every day. I'm going to show you right now. All right. So today is Monday, May 4th. And if you look at the top left corner, Monday, May 4th, and it says, good afternoon, John. It is 12:10 p.m. on Monday, May 4th. What I'm going to do here is I'm going to focus on the left menu. I'm going to scroll down to reports. I'm going to give that a click. And then at the top, you're going to see the transaction report. That's the one that shows every credit card transaction. So keep in mind, this doesn't involve checks, cash, Venmo, or Zelle. And we do a lot of Zelle because you don't have to pay any processing fees and it hits the account instantly. So this, by default, is a 30-day rolling average, or last 30 days. So if I just scroll down, I scroll out, you can see the last 30 days, and it's been really slow. It's usually around 160,000, is $145,447.10. But for most cleaning businesses, that would be a remarkable number to hit. For Happy Home Helpers, it's actually quite low. Keep in mind, too, we haven't ran any invoices for today. So that'll jump up to 150 to 152. Plus, it's not including all the cash, check, Zelle. So you're probably looking at about 160,000 now, rolling average. And if we look at today's Monday, if we just, take a custom range here, if drop down menu, you can see I'm selecting custom range. I'm going to do the start date. Let's do the start date on Saturday because I hadn't seen you guys on Saturday and Sunday. Let's just run May 2nd and 3rd and let's filter. And then you can see that over the weekend, we did $10,833. All right. Not bad for a weekend for a house cleaning company. All right. Enough proof. Now I'm going to go back to the show. All right. I'm going to go back here. I'm back with you now. And if you want to get similar results, or you want to learn how to get similar results, and you want the exact operating system I use, I offer it to you in two ways. You can either go with the Remote Cleaning CEO Accelerator. We have a fantastic group. We have a fantastic community that you get access to. This is my full operating system. This is exactly how I run my entire business. I packaged it up into a training program. I give it to you. You get weekly group coaching calls. You get to get a direct line to me on the Discord server. We can talk anytime you have an obstacle that you're hitting, or if you feel stuck. All right. This is for the person who wants clarity, community, and a proven blueprint to get started fast and to get clients right away and to be able to work from anywhere. And the second way is my Founder Intensive. This is a very special hands-on program. This is a 90-day private build program. You get everything in the Remote Cleaning CEO Accelerator, but me and my team work closely with you to build the business together correctly from day one. You don't just get the information, you get speed, implementation, and precision. So if you're serious, you can apply. There's no way to buy that online. You have to apply, and I only work with people that are ready to execute. To apply, you have to email me one more time. Let's show the email address, Taj, and then I'm going to get into the goods. All right? One more time, it's Jon at jonmargalit.com. There's no H. It's Jon at JONMARGALIT.com. All right, let's leave that up there for a moment. Jon at jonmargalit.com. If you have any questions and you want to ask me about it, please feel free to shoot them over. All right. Now, I'm going to move on to my talking points. Now, let me see how many talking points I had for the day. Let's see. I've got. Okay, so it looks like I have 9. All right. So in order for this to be digestible, I'm going to prove to you why the market is not saturated. And these are 9 reasons why the market is not saturated. And if that's your concern and that's holding you back from starting a remote cleaning business, here are 9 reasons why you should not hold back. Number 1, every big market looks saturated from the outside. Every mass market service looks crowded. I alluded to restaurants, gyms, real estate agents, car dealerships. But here's what's actually happening in cleaning. The industry is very fragmented, meaning it's not dominated by big corporations. It's made up of thousands of small operators, most of them being sole proprietors or solo cleaners, maybe small family teams or a couple of friends. And here's the key. They're great at cleaning a lot of the time. But I don't want to use the word terrible, but they lack digital marketing knowledge. So you might think that many or most of the cleaning services out there are your direct competitors, but they're not, because you're vying for a market share that they're not attacking. Indirectly, are you competing with them? Yes. But directly, no. And those are most of the services. Okay, number 2, your real competition isn't competing with you. So going into what I was just saying, these are small operators. And the reason why I say they don't compete with you, let me be specific. They don't run advertisements. They don't optimize websites. They don't have customer service in the form of either you or a virtual assistant. They don't respond fast. They rely on referrals and word of mouth, which means they're not driving up your cost to acquire customers. They're not competing in the same arena as you. So, yeah, they exist, but they're not competing for the same customers the same way you are. That is a huge, huge advantage. If you want to be a guest of the show, please, you guys are welcome to. Any cleaning business owner, if you want to be a guest on the show, all you have to do is DM me on Instagram or TikTok. And I will go ahead and shoot you over a link to join the show. All you have to do is DM me on Instagram, at Jon Margalit on all platforms. I see Kayla's here. Wu-Tang's here. Jon, what's happening from Japan? I love it. And Amelia's here. Amelia's in the group too. All these people are in the group. John's going to be in the group soon. Not John, me, but John, my buddy John. My biggest fan, my first fan on YouTube. Thanks, John. I appreciate it when you're here. Number 3, you only need a tiny slice of a massive pie. Let's get real for a second, okay? You don't need thousands of customers. You need like 40 recurring clients, and you can make $10,000 a month in profit. You want to make $50,000 a month in profit? You need a few hundred clients. Now think about your city. Tens of thousands, in most cases, millions of homes, apartments, office buildings, storefronts. And you're telling me that you can't get 100 of them? believe me, it's not a market problem. It's just simply a belief problem. That's why I made this episode today, because I want to reframe your belief on this, because I think that it's a false belief and an irrational fear. Number 4, most customers are already buying. They're just switching. Let me explain what I mean by that. This is the part that people completely miss. You're not convincing people to buy something new. You're not educating the market. People are already paying for cleaning. They already want it. And I know because most of my customers, when they first call in, are not first-time buyers. The most common thing that we hear from people calling in every day is that they're unhappy with their current service provider and they're looking to switch. And the reasons they say that they're looking to switch, when we ask them, are always the same 3: lack of communication, not reliable, no professionalism. So you're not creating demand, you're capturing it. This reminds me of a story about a really famous guy that you all know. And one day he had this idea. He saw the music industry transform over the years. In the late 70s and early 80s, there was a transformation. I think it was an 8-track, if I remember correctly, to a cassette tape. And the cassette tape became the standard. It was in cars, and Sony came out with the Walkman, which was a portable cassette player you could put headphones on and listen to and take the music with you. Everybody understood that people loved to listen to music. And then there was another transformation in the early 90s. Cassettes were being phased out. Compact discs, or CDs, were the norm. That became the standard. A digital disc that a laser could read, a better sound than a cassette, and doesn't break as easy. All right? And then this guy that I'm talking about, he has an idea. And he says, what if we could do away with the CD? And I could give somebody, or everybody for that matter, a device that instead of the CD holding 12 songs, I could make a device this big and it could hold 1,000 songs. Holy cow. Well, the guy I'm talking about is Steve Jobs. He invented the iPod. Now, why am I telling you this story? I'm telling you this story because Steve Jobs always used to say something in his big reveals that stuck with me. He would say that in order to sell a mass amount of product or service, you have to sell something to people who are already behaving a certain way. If you have to educate them or try to convince them or persuade them to behave differently, then you were swimming upstream. It was a much tougher battle. So Steve Jobs would then say, the reason why I'm good at marketing and sales is because I go into a mass market and I show millions of people who are already behaving a certain way, just a slightly better way to behave. In comes the iPod, later transitions into the iPhone. Sales like we've never seen. Apple becomes the first $1 trillion company. Now, going back to saturation, number 5, saturation equals validated demand. People say saturated like it's a bad thing. It's actually the opposite. If a market feels crowded, that means money's being made. It means customers exist. It means people are buying. The real risk is entering the market with no demand. When you have to convince people they need something, that's hard. Cleaning, everyone understands it. Number 6, the real opportunity isn't cleaning. It's customer experience. I've said this many times. A guy like me comes into the market. I've never professionally cleaned a house in my life. I used to clean my apartment in New York sometimes. No experience, comes in and focuses on one thing and one thing only: customer experience. And the truth that most people don't want to hear: cleaning is not the business. Customer experience is the business. If you call a lot of these solopreneur, small mom and pop companies, they don't answer the phone. It goes to a voicemail. Or you get an autoresponder text. They don't follow up quickly because they're out in the field cleaning. Some of them don't communicate well. At least they don't have a sense of urgency in their communication like we do. And a lot of them don't show up on time. I can't begin to tell you how many, probably at this point, over 1,000 people have called in and said the same thing. I have a cleaning service. They never show up on time. They never call when they're late. I don't know what's going on. I take my dog out to the groomers so they can have access to the house without the dog being here. I took the day off of work so I could be here. All these things, people rearrange their lives. And then they get incredibly frustrated when you can't do something as simple as just showing up. So if you come into the market and just act like a real business, you will instantly stand out. You don't need to be better at cleaning. You just need to be better at caring. That's the best way I can put it. Southern Utah Cleaning Company says, hit the like button. You guys, let's get the likes up. I would really appreciate it. If you're here, go ahead and smash that like button. McKay, you are late to the party, but you're here. And that's all that matters. Do we have any new people in the audience today? Is anybody new to the show? I feel like we've got some new people. I'm going to go live on TikTok tonight. I go live on TikTok every night, but it's different. It's a different format. I don't have a show prepared. I just answer questions. So if anybody is on TikTok, go ahead and give me a follow. I saw Kayla and McKay on there a couple nights ago. The kids were battling me. It was really funny, actually. Thank you, Taj. Follow me on TikTok. Again, it's just at Jon Margalit. Now, on to number 7. The remote model is also a massive advantage. Most cleaning business owners are stuck in the field, like I just said. They're cleaning all day. They're trying to answer calls at night, and that's why they lose a lot of business. But if you are operating remotely with systems in place, with a virtual assistant perhaps, with someone answering the phone instantly, you will win. Speed alone will beat most of your competition in this industry. That's why I always tell people, starting a business is always hard. There's always hard things, but it's not complicated. It is simple. Number 8, technology is your leverage. This is where it kind of gets unfair. Most cleaning businesses are outdated. They don't have CRM systems. No automation, no systems in general. And when you introduce tools like Jobber, now you have automated booking, professional communication. You have a seamless customer experience. You take an old school industry and you monetize it. That's where the real edge is. I am on the zone. I am in the zone of TikTok. He's right. See the comments here. I'm definitely honed in on TikTok. What an incredible opportunity TikTok is. There's so many people on there. So it's so alive and vibrant. Number 9 is saturation is just fear in disguise. I'll say it again. Number 9, saturation is just fear in disguise. Let's call it what it is. When you say the market is too saturated, what you really mean is, I'm afraid I won't succeed. And that's human. But don't dress fear up as logic, because it's not. It's just your brain trying to protect you from taking a risk. That's all it is. Everybody loves the quote of the day. Let's go to the quote of the day. Today's quote is from a guy that you all know well. We've had him on the show before. It's from Albert Einstein, and he says, "In the middle of difficulty lies opportunity." And I love this quote for many reasons. Mostly that most people look at competition and they see difficulty. But the people who win, they see opportunity. Because difficulty means that there's movement, that there's money, that there's demand. People wouldn't be vying for the space if that weren't true. The opportunity isn't in avoiding competition. It's in outperforming the competition where it matters. And I have some thought-provoking questions I wrote down to myself that I want to ask you guys. I would love to get some participation and some engagement in the audience. The first question I had was, if the market is so saturated, why are customers still unhappy? Thought that was an interesting one. Anybody want to take a stab at that? Here's another one. How many clients do you actually need to change your life? For those of you that don't know, if you got 50 clients on recurring cleaning, that's enough to make a really nice impact on your income. 50 regular clients is a lot. A lot of profit. The third one, are you afraid of competition or are you afraid of failing? Next question, would you rather enter a proven market or gamble on something untested? Trying to give you perspective here, because some of these are rhetorical questions. And lastly, what would happen if you focus on being better, not different? That's the question I asked myself when I came into this game. Feel free to share your thoughts on this if you want in the comments. All right. I do have a clip for today. And before I go to the final lesson and takeaway, I do want to play the clip. Taj, can you roll that on 3, please? I saw a clip yesterday and I had to share it with you guys. Taj, let's put it up. I thought it was a great clip.
You might make it. And if you quit, you definitely won't. and honestly, I think after all the years I've seen people make it and not make it, the only common denominator is that. Like, I've seen actors write themselves off, be like, I'm never gonna fucking do this. I've seen people get lucky at random times through random ways. I always think about like Ian McKellen. Like, had you heard of him before he was 65 years old? Like, that guy, I had never fucking heard the words Ian McKellen until he was Magneto in X-Men. Then all of a sudden, he's like in Lord of the Rings. He's one of the most famous people on Earth. He got famous when he's like 60. Like that's what happens to people sometimes. You know what I mean? It's like, you never know, you know? And so I think that is what's interesting and if you like it, then just don't quit. And as long as you have enough to survive, then just keep trying to do it.
Yeah, I mean, the way that you win is you just don't quit. He's right. Doesn't matter if you're 25 or 65. If you stay at it, you're going to become very good at it. So on to the lesson and takeaway. And if you're going to take one thing from today, I want it to be this. You don't need your team to be the best cleaners. You need to be the most reliable, the most responsive, and the most professional. That's it. That's how I won. That's how I continue to win. That's the gap in the market. And it's a big one. Look, there are two types of people watching this right now. One is going to hear everything I just said and still say, yeah, but it feels saturated. And those people will stay exactly where they are. The other person is going to realize that something just clicked. That this isn't about competition. It's about execution. It's about showing up differently. It's about doing the simple things better than everyone else. And that person, they're going to take action. They're going to get their first client, then their second, then their 10th. And before they know it, they've built something real. So don't let a word like saturated talk you out of an opportunity that's sitting right in front of you. Because the truth is, the market isn't too crowded. It's just full of people doing average. They're just doing it average. And that's your opening. You see, markets don't run out of room. People run out of courage. That's it for today. Thank you for joining me. I enjoyed it today. And I want everyone to know, if you have any comments, questions, or concerns, please shoot me an email. Taj, if you could put my email back up, it's john@jonmargalit.com. And if you want to get the free trial of Jobber, all you have to do is go to my link, get your free trial, and then email me. That's all you have to do. We'll schedule and coordinate around your schedule, and we'll get you a free training on how to use Jobber, and we'll set it up for you for a cleaning business. That's a great offer. It's absolutely free. Yours for the taking. If you want to be a guest of the show, please also email me or DM me on Instagram. I would love to have you as a guest. You can come up here, get my undivided attention. We can talk. If anybody wants an audit on their cleaning business, I'll do it live. I'll go over everything. I'll tell you what's working, what's not working, what you can improve on. And again, that's absolutely free. So I look forward to hearing from you guys that want to be guests as well. Have a great day. We'll see you tomorrow.
If this helped you think differently, you're in the right place. Subscribe, stick with me, and let's keep building one episode at a time.